Hello, welcome to another project update. So, today I did not work on the project because I'm going to be busy later today. I'm going to be going to a restaurant for supper. That's probably going to last a little while. But yesterday I actually did work on the project, but I didn't upload a video on it because at the time that I usually record, I was playing Skyrim with my friend Luke. You could probably watch it on the live stream if you want. I'm not really sure why we're live streaming it. It was his idea, but yeah. So just before I did the live stream, I was working on the project and I made a bunch of nice changes to the system that I think were overall improved to the game that were overall improvements, mainly to do with code, some bug fixing, and also some partial rewrites. So one thing that I managed to do, I managed to get this MIDI player.gd script working properly. So what was happening before is technically it was all functioning, but when I clicked on it in the scene tree, I wouldn't have seen, like, none of the properties were showing up here. So pretty much the only thing I saw was everything under node where it says pause inherit. That was the only thing that I could see. But I managed to quote fix unquote that by simply commenting this out and then uncommenting it, and that made all of the script properties reappear. That took like that was kind of by accident. It was me kind of grasping at straws, hoping to do something to bring it back, and it worked. So onto the actual fixes that I managed to. Oh, hold on. There we go. So now onto the actual code changes that I made. So here's the MidiSystem code that I wrote, and you can see all this commented stuff that is from the old system, or not the old system, but the old version of it. And so an explanation of what changes I made is, so I have these fade out and fade in. This is for, as you can probably guess, this is for fading the music in and out through basically you call the method and it fades the music in or out. And the fade in method even lets you assign which MIDI file resource to use as the song. So that was there in the old. That's common for both the old and the new one since the rewrite. But the way this used to work is, actually you can see remnant of it here. You see the little async. That basically means that you can pause, or it runs like a separately from the main thread, and you can like pause it, continue it. So what I did in the old system is I would set all the basic timing parameters, assign everything, yada yada, and then I'd have this while loop here where I would increase the fade counter by delta time, and then do a bunch of crazy math, and then set the volume of the MIDI player using the magic numbers that I created mathematically here, and then I would pause for this for one frame, and then the next iteration would continue until the fade counter is finished through the whole fade time, and the fade in was basically the same thing except for you can assign a new song to that. And this part is still active. It is still used, but now all of the functionality that was originally in this while loop, it has been moved to process, which I think is probably smarter, because now, so the problem with this old system is that if I ever called fade in or fade out while a fade was already happening, it the two instances of the fade in fade out functions would would interfere with each other. So, and they would, yeah, it would cause all kinds of problems because imagine it's like having two asynchronous methods that make use of the same stuff. That was, yeah, they both of them directly just they set the volume of the MIDI player, and that was just causing all kinds of problems. So by moving it to process, I make it so that it's not asynchronous at all. It just it happens in the main thread. But the nature of process well, if you're familiar with how Unity or Godot or Unreal works, is you always have these it's not necessarily called process, but why is it async? I should never be async. Yeah, sometimes when you're writing code, it like automatically adds stuff that shouldn't be there. Yeah. So, anyways, process is basically just a it is a function that is called every single frame. That is basically what that is. And yeah, that is what I did yesterday. That's the big main thing that I did. So that's not the only thing I did. Another thing I did is I managed to fix a bug where, hold on, I'll just show you. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, the bug in question, well, actually, it's still kind of active, but it's different now. So the bug was that if you have 0 cookies in your inventory and you press the cookie button, what would happen is the cookie would appear in his hand and he would appear to be holding it, which is not intended behavior. That has been fixed now, but now it seems that I have run into a new bug that popped up as a result of fixing that I actually didn't know about until just now, where, yeah, I mean, you probably saw it. It was right there on screen, but I'll show it to you again just so that I'll remember to be able to fix it for next time. You can see it's right there in my hand. Not intended behavior, but it's better than the old bug, and it's a sign that I'm making progress. So yeah, I guess tomorrow I will get back to fixing the new bug, and hopefully I won't create a new bug while fixing that one. Yeah, I'll see you. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.